We are circling back to this deck we played exactly one. We ended up brewing this on stream after I kind of started off stream with a different shell. We ended up finishing it together on stream, and then we played one league. We had a very, very interesting 4-1 where we... oh, I think I deleted the chat box instead of deleting the hit counter. Whoops. I really wish Slobs had like an undo button because I delete stuff on accident all the time. We had a 4-1 where we beat Living End, which was like a horrible matchup. I am still like shocked we won that game. Then we lost to Scam, which I think would be a really good matchup, especially with 4 Sanctifiers in the sideboard. So, I mean, it's still Scam. You're gonna be able to lose to it no matter what. But either way, it was a pretty convincing 4-1. And I'm always excited when we play a new deck that like 4-1s does well and still has like a lot of room for improvement. So, comparing this list to the last version, we were playing more 3-drops. We were playing a different equipment suite. We had Batterskull on the side and Maul on the main deck, and we boarded in Batterskull like every single round, and it was a super impactful card. And I actually think that you can get away with 4 equipments in the main deck. Maul and the Skyclaves being a white card to pitch to Solitude, Force, or Shoal was actually pretty relevant when you already had drawn one of these other equipment and you had a Force of Virtue or one of these pitch cards that you wanted to find a pitch card for. So and also, like, you know, this card is not super unreasonable to play. I think it is worth playing. I think it's better than Lion Sash also if you are thinking about this versus Lion Sash. So that's one big change. We had I think 3 Adelines. We were trying out one of the wedding invitations kind of as a meme, but in general I wanted to lower the curve a little bit, so we ended up cutting 2 of the 3 drops for the extra equipment. And oh shucks, what is the other card? We had 3 Adelines, we had 3 equipments. I don't know, did we add a land? I can't even remember now. We made the changes on Friday. Sorry, I don't know where the where the other card went, but this is the list we're playing now. Is there anything hiding over here? Batterskull. So yeah, we had 3 equipment in the main deck at first. Then one of them is sorry, extra Batterskull, not the Maul. But didn't we have? Oh, we did. Sorry, we only had 1 extra 3-drop. We only had 1 extra 3-drop. That's right. And then I had Hallowed Moonlights at the sideboard, and the Moonlights were like just too hard to hold the mana up for. I think Silence are like much easier. So we have like Silence and Cascade for Silence and Chalice for Cascade, and Orvar for creativity instead of Moonlight for both. Is another big difference here. But the deck was awesome. I'm excited to play some more of it. It was really fun to play. I do think Adeline is good, but I kind of, you know, I know we've sideboarded out a lot. No land. Magic Online really likes to mock you when it's like, when you go Mana Flood into no land. Al, 4 months ago, thank you. Does Leyline help the board? Good to open a hand after the first one they're pitchable. So like, we have 4 Sanctifiers for the Scam matchup. I'm not really interested in dedicating 8 sideboard cards for the Scam matchup. And I know that, like, everybody hates getting griefed, but, like literally, please don't be Living End, by the way. But, like, what else do you bring in Leyline of Sanctity against? Burn? Burn's a good matchup. I just don't think it comes in enough. But, like, in theory, it's a fine card. Mill, yeah. Scam. Oh, Scam, okay. I hadn't thought about that one. When I say what else do you bring it in besides Scam, and we already have 4 Sanctifiers for Scam. I did forget about Scam there. Okay. Could maybe get Kaldra. Play Copter over Adeline. I think Copter's kind of lower power level, to be honest. You could, of course. Not the worst Mold to 5. Yeah, Fair decks don't need it as much. We're gonna play Staff of the Storyteller. Yeah, that card would be awesome in Modern, but it is not legal. Okay, shock in the steam vents. Some number of fires instead of dunes worth exploring. I mean, the dunes are really, really free. Like tapping for colorless painlessly is really nice. Obviously you have some cards that don't fit that requirement, but it is nice. Alright, so we can spell pierce, we draw a card. Okay, we can Shoal a Ragavan if they have Ragavan. Unmulligan to 5, huh? But yeah, you can play some number of Horizon Lands, but it's I don't know. Horizon Lands are always such a, like, chat always like wants to play more Horizon Lands than you should. I always want to play less than you should, probably. But the deck can also be pretty mana hungry. It's just kind of tough to evaluate. Halvar, God of Battle to pitch to 4, and Sword of the Realms to get your Solitudes back. Definitely powered up for Modern. I don't know what Sword of the Realms does. I do always love that, but it pitches to your white cards argument. I do always love that one. Just need a Squadron Hawk. But I guess see some Lotus Sun action. I've been playing a lot of it lately. It's hard to play it every single stream. I don't know. It's like, I'm telling you, this 4-drop that's this 4-mana 4/4. Like, this side is never good. This side is never good. It's like almost just a 4-mana 4/4. And then the other side is 2 mana +2/+0 Vigilance. Whenever a equipped creature dies, return its owner's hand. This is also like not nearly good enough. So I don't know what to say. So that Surveil happen. Yeah, can't not fetchable Stoneforge Mystic. Take a drill step. But it's like you would also never fetch it in the first place. It's just like it just doesn't make any sense to me, I guess. They kept a card on top. We're probably dead to that. Tough matchup to mold a 5 in. Get to bring a lot of Sanctifiers though. I don't think this matchup's bad overall. Thank you, Razor. 15 months. Get Hardcast Shoal next turn if we draw a land, which is not that good. Hopefully this is the card they kept on top. I think I'm just going to go to game 2. Come on in, Sanctifier and en-Vec. I think this is my sideboard plan. Probably do want to bring in the Chalice, though. I don't really know what over. Why do you consider Lion Slash unplayable? Well, after like lots of playtesting with it, I found that it was like just not very good. I really think I want all 3. I think I want 3 forces. Maybe that's not that important. Maybe we can play just 2 forces. But consider playing Sanctifier main deck over Adeline. I think the Sanctifier main deck is not correct. I don't know. It's just not that wide, but you could. If you really felt like it was that relevant. It does pitch, I guess. So. I don't know. I really wanted Lion Slash to be good. It was my first ever preview card. But it's just like, it's very, very slow. It's almost never the correct tutor target. It is easy to play around. It's not that good against most decks in Modern. It has its moments though, but it's just like suboptimal. Your maximum Giver is thoughts on adding a Skrelv or 2. The problem is like Skrelv is much worse than Giver, but if we do want to cut Adeline's, you could play like 1 Skrelv. Is decent Legacy? Yeah, but Legacy is a format where like Reanimator is like very good. I don't know. Like Legacy is just like is different. Like, you know, like there's a lot of creatures too. Like there's also like less creature removal, and this is like a really common dynamic where like a card that's like really weak to a lot of the removal spells in the format in Modern is like way better in Legacy, where those removal spells aren't as prevalent, and the card is also more relevant against the rest of the format. Ooh, Old Border Ragavan. Is there ever a deck for Force of Despair? I always think that this kind of question is funny. A deck like my opponent said Sadness when I cast Sanctifier. I still I don't know. At least you got to give a 7-card hand. Yeah, I'm not playing the White March because that card's not very good. It's not that bad either, but Shoal, you have 8 removal spells with Shoal. I don't think March is like that important. You can play it over Adeline maybe. No, I wasn't at the time, Max. I thought that they weren't available at all, but they just weren't in bots didn't have them available. Okay, let's see. We draw the best card in the deck. Is it possible to 5-0 league with Jank? Who are you talking to? Of course, like, we do that like every day. Not every day. I think the jankiest card I ever 5-0'd with was the blue vehicle creature from Kaldheim. Maybe, no, also Edgar Charmed Groom. Yeah, Cosmina. I trophied with Cosmina. Opponent doesn't want to trade Ragavan for Squadron Hawk, but it's not getting better for you, opponent. Could be walking into Spell Pierce if I Procession. I don't think I trophied with Pioneer Trickery. What was the deck? It was like Teamer Control. It was so bad. It was pre-MH2. I like the black. There's a lot of people who really like the black-white smallpox deck. Edgar was honestly not that bad. And like the 3-mana sword is really, really strong. So just having like more vampires for it in the smallpox shell, I do think in theory still was fine. Making a 5/5 Murktide. Ever had Hawk's Terminus get the fetch back? I don't think so. I think I've been on the other side of it though. Okay, we're probably going to Shefet Dunes next turn. The Dono deck zombie that 5-0 both times? Yeah, we did a lot of Dono deck zombies from 4 dogs. So many zombies. I haven't played them in a long time. We used to play them like pretty regularly. They've got to be dead, right? Block here. They got block here on the Murktide. They want to at least. Then they have 1 removal spell. They're still dead. Yeah, Dunes have been really, really good. You were the yeah. They're on me. Any newish Shami Trouble cards? There's Champion of the Perished, and there's like a couple other from like the newish Innistrad. But nothing that quite breaks it or anything. Thran Vigil? Yeah, I was looking at Thran Vigil last night. It's close. Like there's been several times I like have like circled back to Thran Vigil and been like, oh, this card is like really sick with Heartless Summoning plus like double Mirror Retriever and then Heartless Summoning Red Cap. But the problem is when you persist your Red Cap, it dies when you have Summoning in play. But like I would love to be able to play Heartless Summoning in the Murderous Red Cap Thran Vigil deck, but it just doesn't work. I always get so sad about it. Someone's at this Listen Energy. They got 28th. Awesome. I think so. I do think this deck has a lot of potential, or like the humans version too. Use the green light. I just need a anthem as well. Thran Vigil, Gamma Bar, and Princess Creature. Yeah, I know that's the combo. I know that's the combo. They had the 4-cost enchantment to return 1 power creatures to play. I don't know what that enchantment is. If you want to enlighten me. I know Saffron Olive played a deck like that. I think we'll keep Emeria to pitch, right? From Image 2, 3 costs? Yeah, Binding Grace is 3 costs and it's 1 mana value creatures, not 1 power creatures. Jack, 2 months, thank you. Making it redundant with Alter and over Bombardment, have a bunch of Persisters. I don't know. It's just like it's a 3-card combo that is like really fragile and hard to assemble. So right up our alley, I guess. Weirdly enough, I think I'd rather them counter Sanctifier than Squadron Hawk, with me having Force and Solitude in my hand. Oh, but they don't have a counter spell. Maybe they have like Dress Down plus removal spell. Any plans to update Blast with Fuselings and 4 more Squirrels? We did that. It was okay. We did that and it was okay. Okay, good squawk turn. So we play our land down to 5 cards. 7, 8, yeah. Keep 1 in the deck, I guess.
What's up? It's me, your friend Aspiring Spike.
300 bits to look at a meme. We are so effing back. I feel like you have to have bird sounds in all your and all your Squadron Hawk memes. Oh, I should have classic meme, but I should have responded to the Ledger Shredder cast because now if they have counterspell, they get to connive. Yeah, so this was a bit of a misstep here. What can you do? Alright, the discard Lightning Bolt gets exiled. So I want to keep Emeria's Call for Shining Shoal. Let's just cast this. I might even hard cast the Solitude. So am I killing... Yeah, I'm killing the Shredder, right? It's like the classic, like, Iron Man versus Thor. Redirect the lightning. What in the world? Come on. Apply your damage replacement effects. Click the shield to prevent damage to players. Click OK to automatically choose. I guess I'm just going to click OK. Okay. Well, I don't know why that line of text is there. +1 Battle Screech. I consider Battle Screech. I really don't think that's where you want to be, but you could be there. Do you have 1 more Hawk in the deck? Hopefully we don't draw it next turn. Emeria or Shefet Dunes is the nuts. Yeah, 100% to draw Hawk next turn. They found an explosives, which they choose to play on 2 instead of on 0. Dude, they have 2 islets. Dude, 2 islets is nuts. This is ludicrous. Val is 2 months. Thank you. Snilly with 8 months. A little bit of a hyperbole, I guess. But still. So they have to pop this now, right? I get to go Hawk, Hawk, Giver, and then they take 6 still. Down to 3. Two Islets of Murktide is so greedy. That's not that big a deal, I guess. Brotherhood in 2? They didn't have it last turn. Or if they did, maybe they did and they didn't want to. They wanted explosives away the channeler first. That could, Sanctifier, that could have been fine. Not playing around it. I see so many Merc-type players losing to their Fiery Islet. Playing 2 is wild. The first one's fine, but I do see a lot. I do have the theory that like Islet loses more games than it wins, especially with Ledger Shredder in your deck. But it's close. 2 is best. Okay. I've changed my mind with this compelling argument. Okay, so think with second explosives and not the... It's just like, you get to feel so smart. You get to feel so smart when you play your Islets, sure. But it's like... It is definitely a card that like loses you a lot of games that you don't realize. Okay, they're just dead. Like, they're literally losing right now because they have 2 Islets. They have to tap their second Islet, go to 2, and they're just dead. They very literally lost this game because they had 2 Islets. What does Ledger Shredder have to do with it? You have a lower chance to flood because you have Ledger Shredder to loot away lands. Which is the idea behind Islet. This seems like a close-minded defense. But... But, like, I think the first copy is fine. I think the second copy is really, really, like, just way too greedy. Close between, like, it being detrimental or, like, the playing the first Islet or not. I think it's a lot closer than people make it out to be, is the point I was making. And I think it's so close that playing the second copy is silly. Do you think we hold this for Shoal? But again, like, this is another good thing for, like, improving yourself, is trying to evaluate these kind of biases, because it is really, really easy for when you're evaluating a card like Fiery Islet to play more copies, to feel smart and to feel safe and to feel secure, because I just need to have these Fiery Islets so I don't lose the Mana Flood. You know what I mean? It's very easy to fall into this fallacy, I think. I kind of want a Maul. Maybe I'll put the Maul in the Batterskull instead. We'll just guess this. Get a Force. Could also trade Sentinel. Let's just actually off the trade. I play 2 because in most matchups it doesn't come down to the last point of life, but I'd rather have that last card. But rather to that last card drawn. I think that this is a really common thought that I typically, again, disagree with, but... At the very least, I think it is much closer than people make it out to be. Also, like, the difference... I think more often you lose because you lost more life than you won because you got 1 extra card. Actually, obviously that 1 extra card does help you win the game sometimes, but a lot of the times that 1 extra card is not the difference between winning and losing the game. When the life loss is that relevant, it's like really, really apparent, and so it's hard to evaluate. I like the Shoal there, pretty good tempo swing. I don't agree personally. Yeah, and again, like, part of me saying over and over again and being a broken record about how it's close. It should be fine. That should be clear that it's fine to not agree, right? It's fine to disagree on this point because it is in my opinion close. So for you to say you don't agree, I feel like, you know, it's fine. Yeah, sorry, I should have blocked. No, I didn't block. Busy rambling. Yeah, disagreeing was always allowed. They always have the trickster, huh? think they win the game now. Or maybe I have to leave these back to block. I was really excited to hit them for 8 this turn, lethal next turn. Hit them for 3 down to 12, then I have 7 plus 3, 10. Yeah, it's not lethal. Yeah, I think we just have to play a slower game. I might even like go chump and double block. Yeah, I think we're just in for the long game here. Don't think they have another Lord. I think if they have another Lord, they're like really easily attacking. Although they could have drawn it off their Merfolk attack. Wow, Dismember is huge here. Dismember and pay, huh? That's a very interesting draw. Seems like the best line is actually just throw a Kaldra at them with the ability to equip Sophie next turn. Can chump block with the Stoneforge Mystic if I want. What a weird game. If they have a second Trickster, we're really screwed. Or Harbinger. Oh, I forgot to turn off the every plate. It's okay. I think I actually have to go to like the stream elements thing. That's fine. I'll make a note. It did really well though. I appreciate y'all trying it out. It really helps support the stream. Tank, how are you taking this long on Trickster? Come on, what is happening? How are we taking this long on Trickster here? Oh my gosh. Golly. So I feel like the best line is going to have to be Batterskull into play, equip Sophie. And then we can go up to 12, block here. Yeah, I don't think we want to attack. I think we want to... Yeah, we'll switch to the Beautivolt. Oh, is that lethal? It's close. Definitely close. So we're at effectively 12 life. Block here, block here. I think we go to 1. I think we go to 1 because the Lord is only a 2-2. If they have nothing. Miss Lethal, don't you equip both equipments and hit them for 11? I can't do that. I can't equip Batterskull for 0. I don't actually don't even know what you're talking about. Why would we not attack with Batterskull? It's Summoning Sickness I just put into play. Oh, I'd lose in it. Did the Mutavault? I counted I was going to 1 against Mutavault, but I could have for sure counted incorrectly, huh? I think I was dead anyways, right? Yeah. It was dead anyways. Weird matchup. So I want to go down on Shoal. I think I can play exactly 1 Shoal. Maul is 2 damage, auto-equip. Sophie is 4 damage. They had a 5-5. They were at 11 lethal, I think. Yeah, no, that actually is lethal. Damn it. I thought you were saying equip the Batterskull. Ugh, feels bad. You'll play 2 Relic-Warder, 2 Shoal. Neither are great, but I think you play 2 of each. Okay, I do have Emeria's Call here. Keep this. Did I not play Unctus because we want to play Tessamore? Oh, I didn't know the Unctus deck top-rated the challenge. That's sick. I don't know. I just felt like playing the Inverter deck. It wasn't really any deeper than that, to be honest. Yeah, can you link me the top 8? I want to see if they changed anything. Because I did want to stew on it a little bit more too as part of it. I think I get Sophie like this. Well, I guess we have to give her against Dismember on the Kaldra. But I could also go for or I could go for a Spectral Procession next turn, and then if I draw a land, I want to do that so I can equip. Did not draw the land. Let's just play this tapped and then put Sophie in play. Sentinel bad? Yeah, Sentinel's at least a 1-drop, and they do have more non-creature spells than you think. They're gonna have like 4 Dismembered. That was some number of 4s. Yeah, it looks like the exact 75. It's very exciting that a top deck challenge shot out to Summon Legend. Deck was definitely feeling really good. I was honestly worried about just my brain being too fried playing it all challenge, but this deck was definitely very promising. I'm likely to play it in my RCQ this weekend. Putting it deep in the tank. They know about my Sophie. No, I haven't been playing the remake yet. I want to at some point, of course. I kind of look at the bone shards from the sideboard, and there's like a couple different things you can do in the main deck. Well, I think the main deck's pretty good. They didn't dockhand me, which is kind of concerning. Yeah, I think we just get Batterskull. It's going to be just so difficult for them to race this. Especially with the Giver up to protect it. I'm feeling pretty good. And if they have Trickster or like whatever they're holding their mana up for, we kind of get to invalidate that for now. Spoilers for 15-year-old game. Well, a lot of people are going to be playing it for their first time, right? Always happens for remakes. I played it I played it in VR, which was like really fun in VR. And they said they're starting development on the VR mode, and they haven't said when it's going to come out. But I'm thinking about maybe waiting for that. It's just a really cool game to, like, you know, walk around and fight the zombies and stuff. Or they're not really zombies, but basically zombies. Do you have double Dismember as their last 2 cards? It's like the only thing this attack can mean. Oh, they just have Island Walk, duh. Never mind. Da. That being said, this is going to be, again, very tough for them to race. Unless they have exactly double Dismember, but oh, even if they have double Dismember, it's like they just move over. Okay, just concede. Okay, great. Game 3 on the draw. Magic Online VR, that would be actually really sick. Let's look at the spells. Alright, let's keep this. Turn 1 Aether Vial all 3 games. We could draw a Relic-Warder this time. Nope. Not yet, at least. Cut 2 Sentinel, bring in 2 Shovel draw. I mean, both are really mediocre. They have more non-creature spells than you think, though. They have enough that I'm happy enough. Just like also having more 1-drops too. So we go for a double block here, plus force. Plays around another lord a bit better. This is just good old, like, there's not very many matchups in Modern that are like this. It's just, like, just all about the creature combat. Yeah, so I want to respond here, because if they have the, like, counter non-creature spell lord, they have to sack it. I guess they're fine with that, though, because they get to violate another lord and just eat my guys. Didn't play around very well around them having both. Oh, did they not have both? Or is this... I don't know. They've been tanking, like, really long on, like, really obvious lines, so I don't know. Okay, they don't have both. That's awesome. So they only have 3 cards in their hand. Love to draw a Stoneforge Mystic. It's probably our best card in the matchup. They take up to 3, so they have their god, which stinks. I'm not going to double block Givers, too important. Some good draws here. Including that one. We'll play our land first because of this card, Hexcatcher. Leave the Hawk back to block. Kind of interesting that they didn't cast their god and they take this up to 3. You would think that they'd rather cast and leave on 2. Okay, Pro Blue, I'll take 2. And 3 cards in their hand. Must have Dismember. But we have the Giver. I'm going to try to kill their Harbinger. If they have another Hexcatcher, then they can save it, but... Seems better to just not play around it with the Violent 3 especially. They do have another Hexcatcher. So there's a draw card. Still have a Sophie. Could maybe have been better to move this. No, I think it's just better to play the Hawk this turn. Gonna be a tough one to win if we keep drawing like this. Taking 6 this turn. They could dismember my Hawk now, but that would be okay, because I have the other one. Plays another Vial. We drew Solitude, that's a really big one. They could have Subtlety here, I suppose. I think I'm going to hardcast this main phase, so I don't have to pay for Ward on Sylvan. So I could draw another Giver. Oh, but I guess it's way worse against them just having another one. Huh. Another one also made some sense. I was drawing another Giver for what it's worth. Can I hardcast Kaldra next turn too? It's very important that we're now gaining life on our block here. These kind of games don't happen in Modern very often. It's just all about creature combat. We're using a different part of my brain. This is their draw for turn. Which is a huge shame. Yeah, I don't know. To some extent, sure. There's a lot of formats that, you know, do let you do this, though. What could dismember now? House Force. Force has been really good. It's been really good. Hawk really ties the room together. Yeah, limited, standard, pioneer. Yeah, okay, they have another Sylvan, which is good to know about. They can give it vigilance with this potentially. There's a Force of Virtue. So I have a lot of lines here. I can go Hardcast Kaldra, which actually seems pretty good. Especially since they already used their no, sorry. I have Giver Up, but they haven't used their Dismember for sure. I could also go Hardcast Fortune Virtue, cast Giver, equip Sophie onto Solitude, which doesn't let me pay for Ward. Yeah, I think I want a defensive Kaldra here. Although I could have some draws that change my decision. Huh. That's one of them, I think. that's gotta be one of them. Weird game. Okay, what are they trickstering? The Solitude. Yeah, I think it's really important to be able to block with the lifelinker here. And let's keep the Force of Virtue as a surprise. That's not very good against a third Hexcatcher, but because they've already used two, I think that it's good to not play around it. They revealed another Sylvoon to Silvergale, so they handed Sylvoon two mystery cards. Are we dead to Tide Shaper? Maybe. Probably. Dead to this also. I think. Yeah. I think they attack with their Master, which they just will never do. We're not dead. Just 10 months, thank you, we're doing well. Why not equip the Sword of Solitude? That's such a funny question to me, because at the start of that turn, I talked about how many different lines we had. Like, how many different lines we had, and how... well, yes, this line put us dead to the top deck, like, Seize effect. We just had so many different lines. We just had so many different lines there. I think it's just a funny question to ask. We talked about them. Maybe equipping Sword on the Solitude was the best line, but it's very funny to ask that. All right, up against the Gigantha. Probably supposed to give her on turn one. It's close. Sigil is really good against Gigantha, but also consequently protecting the Sentinel is really important. If they play turn one Ragavan, I wish I had played Giver. They did play the Ragavan turn one, so this ended up being the best. And Force of Virtue is an interesting draw. Honestly, very refreshing, though, to play games like that. They're just, like, very back and forth, all about creature combat. Even if I'm making mistakes, it's like... That's, one of my weaker spots of the game, because I don't get to play games like that very often, so it's kind of refreshing to get to. Opponent, big tanking in their upkeep here. We'll see what they decide to do. I think we're going to go straight into Dark Souls today, also after the Magic portion of the stream. We might do another League of Magic, though. We'll see. But one nice thing about the Magic route compared to the Halberd route is I think that it's going to be easier to pivot into that. Just like how it's like slower, and I don't have to like rely on my reflexes as much. Still some practice needs to be done, and I may end up going back to the Halberd route anyways, but it's kind of fun to just try a different strap. So my opponent's been gone for 2 minutes. I think at the risk of some boring dead air... Okay, never mind. I was going to get some coffee, but not anymore. Okay, we block. Pro-red. They respawns. If I wanted to spend a lot of time learning what deck, would I suggest Yawg or Breach? I'm a big Yawgmoth fan. I think Yawgmoth is like quietly the best deck in Modern, or up there. Their Domain Zoo. So this is gonna be a 2-mana Leyline Binding, or just gonna be a Bolt? Okay, let's force so that we can draw our card. And I guess there's nothing we control to protect the Sentinel. Yeah, not right now. That gives us a 2/3. We haven't hard casted an Emeria yet with this deck. I thought that that would have happened by now. Okay, we need a creature. No, we needed that creature. Damn it. Okay. Our deck has heard the call. Definitely getting Batterskull. Batterskull's been so sick of this deck so far. No. Kind of hard to articulate like why that's even the case. Yeah, Ragavan Bug. 4/5, protection from blue and red. They need another Leyline binding here to get rid of the Mystic. Hey Clyde, how's it going? Can't use that. They can bounce the Sophie though. But I can play and equip Sophie next turn. Are we ever gonna play Pioneer again? Yesterday I was like pretty stuck as far as brewing goes, and I considered dipping my toes in Pioneer a little bit. Getting closer every day, maybe. But the thing is, it's also like for me to play Pioneer, I have to do a lot of work off stream to learn it again. Because I haven't played it in like 4 months. Shiny, 5 months ago, thank you. And also, like, we have a new set coming out in like less than a month, like 3.5 weeks. So, Shadow Prophecy, wow. So I don't know. But I did like yesterday even consider. Well, they're an Atraxa deck. They're a Ragavan Atraxa deck, and they're dead. Yeah, I agree. Probably running Gorios. Alright, I'm gonna sideboard like this, and then I'm gonna get some more coffee while my opponent sideboards. Watch the stream for me, y'all.
What's up? It's me, your friend Aspiring Spike. What's up? It's me, your friend Aspiring Spike. What's up? It's me, your friend Aspiring Spike.
Alright, I probably want to keep this one, huh? This just got second. Wait, this deck got second in the challenge? Dang, like everybody's top 8ing challenges with my deck. Why can't I top 8 challenges with my deck? Ooh. That's an interesting draw. Oh, their deck. I see. That makes more sense. Let's push the Giver. This card sucks. And kind of hard to not go Giver into Stoneforge Mystic here. May take a turn off to play a Sanctifier, depending on if it looks like they're holding up Shadow Prophecy. Wow, this deck is beautiful. Dude, hold on. 2 Gorios in your Atraxa deck? Wow. They only have 3 Shadow Prophecies, 3 Mana Leak. This deck is like... It kind of reminds me of a Nassif list in the sense that like I look at it and like it like so many things here are being done in a way like I would never personally do them. But like I still like have a lot of respect for Still have a lot of respect for the build. A lot of like stylistic deck building choices. Like I'm having a hard time picturing this as a good Ice Fang deck. I'm having a hard time seeing like 3 Rin, 3 Teferi, 3 Shadow Prophecy, 2 Goryo's when like I feel like you could the Ice Fangs and up the number on those cards, but I'm not sure that I would necessarily play Ragavan either. But I definitely have a lot of respect here. It looks very cool. Okay, pending on the germ, they have to pay 2 for me to not draw a card. They do pay 2. Force of Virtue's been so good. Yeah, Goryo's Ragavan. Goryo's Omnath too, yeah. Okay. So we are 2-1. One thing is, like, I think closing out games with Steel Seeker in your deck, at least in the green-red version, can take time because your opponents like typically play like really slowly because they spend all this time reading Steel Seeker. I guess we keep this on 6. So like I found that like there was a couple times at the Hunter Burton that I had to do like just not trigger Steel Seeker at all. And like miss like 6 triggers, even though like just so I could close out games on time. But also the deck's maybe not that. Oh, they're playing against Secluded Courtyard when we're playing against Sliver as well. Oh, we get to draw the card. Okay, well, let's see. We draw a land. Do you draw the land? Slivers, huh? You know, to some extent, once you like learn the sequencing, so maybe watching the VOD or the video with the deck would help you learn the sequencing. But to some extent, it's just like you just take the most powerful play every single turn. You play at sorcery speed for the most part. Although I guess one big exception is like a lot of times you want to like make food before you Asmo is pretty often an important thing. Okay, Unsettled Mariner, huh? Oh, I'm unsettled, huh? Yeah, Mariner seems pretty good. Maybe Shoal helps me win the race. Really wish I could have Spectral Procession here. They better do a modern by keeping 1 line hands. I think on 6 it's like an easy keep. You miss your first line drop, you get to play second Sentinel. Then you have Hawk plus like Solitude Pitch. Esper Sentinel like way worse against Slivers though. I remember when Image 2 first came out, I was playing like Sentinel in the Stoneblade deck at the very beginning. And like we played against so many tribal decks on like that first league. And everyone was like, I think that Esper Sentinel is pretty bad in Modern. Because we kept playing against all these tribal decks. It's really funny. Flying Haste, huh? Have to take this. Could have maybe left up just pitch stuff. I drew the land so I can either Procession or I can go like Solitude this, pay for ward. Or Solitude here, pay for ward, then Shining Shoal, get block in combat. Guess I can also play Sentinel. I'm telling you, Slivers is low-key cracked. Well, I'm hearing you, and if it's low-key cracked, it's like really, really low-key. it's like very low-key. What can I say? Yeah. I know. Yeah, they keep dropping at 4-0 just to keep it low key. Gotta stay humble. Whenever a Sliver you control attacks, the fitting player loses 1 life. Okay. Low-key cracked turn. Come on, dude. Oh, damn it. Hold on. Taya, 9 months, you can thank you. Welcome back. Haven't seen Shoal do much today. Well, we've been playing against a ton of red decks, but we also haven't drawn it a ton today. It was good against Fury, and we got against Fury and Lightning Bolts earlier. We also like won game 1 against Living End because of it. That was huge. Wow, how did they have 2 more Sinew Slivers in their hand after taking the turn off to Aether Vial? That also is so weird to me. I feel like I'd much rather have Kestis Sliver. Whatever. Okay, so I can go double block here, block here, redirect 2 damage to this sliver, die if I block like that. Alright, let's go next game. Sliver's low-key broke, y'all. Low-key, low-key, low-key. Them playing around that Shoal that turn so hard was really tough as well. I think we'll just do what we did against Merfolk, 2-2 split. And since we hardcast Shoal, I don't think we've hardcast Shoal at all today. Redirect 4. I can only redirect 2 damage because I only had the Squadron Hawk to pitch. That's the problem. This hand is really good against Aether Vial. Shoal rejecting combat damage is still combat damage? It is, yeah. Two-minute 2-2. Oh, damn it! No! Literally worse than a 2-minute 2-2. I thought this was just opponent's control, but... Oh, boy. A lot of mistakes today. Into the Aether Vial also. Didn't think I Solitude this. Yeah, it's like unbelievably punished. Something, magic online lag. Okay, so if I don't Solitude now, I'm paying 2. I can pay 2. I just don't really need to Solitude anything on this board. I mostly need to kill like a Lord. Maybe you can kill the Striking Sliver in combat. Oh. So now I have to pay 3. Why Leonin Relic-Warder? It should be obvious why. It's 2 mana. Yeah, the block plays around Solitude pretty well. Can Slivers run Tyvar? There are 8 mana Wolf Slivers, right? Or you can play 8 mana Wolf Slivers. So you can play Tyvar Slivers. You lose your really good mana base, though, is the problem, I guess. Could be interesting. Oblivion, 7 months, thank you. Why didn't I play the Procession before combat? I might have needed to Solitude in combat. If they violed another 1 mana sliver, I needed to Solitude in combat. Likely getting rid of the striking sliver in combat now. Distant melody, pretend you're Popper Owls from. They do have a Lord. Fire up the Mutavault. Really wish I could hardcast this Solitude, but they have got the Diffusion Sliver. Could have also just maybe cast Spectral Procession. That could have been fine. But we're here now. I think I'm just gonna pay 3 and also pay 3. Kill all 3 of these rather than not killing any of them. Not gonna target the Predator. Yeah, I'm not gonna target the Predator there. If I do that, this is literally the only sliver that dies. They have 4 first strike tough power on my 4 toughness creature if I get rid of the predatory sliver. I take 3. Doing so good. Just gonna send with the team here. Let's see the Bant Prison deck, the top 32 at the NRG on Saturday. I did not know. I'll take a look though if you want to link it. Interesting. They're down to 4. I'm at 17. All their creatures are flying now though. This is the Abiding Grace deck. Okay, so they still have the Mariner, so I can't cast the Solitude here right now, I think, but can hold it for now. Maybe draw Squadron Hawk or just a land. The old one. I cannot ever imagine playing exactly 1 copy of Ephemerate and 1 copy of Brought in any deck ever. I don't know, y'all. I cannot imagine playing exactly 1 copy of each of these. Oh, this always makes me laugh so much. Like these decks that play 25 creatures and also play 2 Supreme Verdicts. I just don't get it. It's just not for me. What can I say? When they're playing 69 cards, yeah, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. So what happens if I just cast Solitude? Yeah, seems okay. Let's try to Alpha Strike. They probably have a 3 to violin. But I've got some top decks like Shefet Dunes and Esper Sentinel. I'm just gonna send it down here though. It's not the Lifelink Sliver, right? Harmonic Sliver. It has to kill their own Aether Vial. So I'm going up to 10. And I just died to their flying. Okay, Slivers, low-key broken. I can keep this one. Are the energies, like... They're not open deck list, right? Because if they are open deck list, then it's like... Playing all these one-ups is kind of funny.
Your friend's aspiring spike.
Did you by any chance revisit Mesmeric Warp Face Hitcher? Kind of. So we've been playing Unctus combo, which is very similar, and we trophied with it the other day. And it also like someone took the list and top 8'd a challenge, which is exciting. Open a top 8 ACIC. There was a second player, so between the decks, it's on 2 ofs. Okay, I don't even know what that's supposed to mean. Yeah, that's fair. The Energy series is pretty cool. Wish I lived closer to it. Any plan of revisiting Red White Heliod recommissioned deck? Yeah, I was kind of thinking about playing like the pitch package in Heliod. It's a little weird though, because like you need to play Emeria's Call, and you don't want to play Emeria's Call in Heliod because of the Idyllic Range being so important there. So it's kind of a weird dynamic. Okay, pretty good Esper Sentinel here actually. I see. So playing as Hammer for the first time today. Always nice to have a Solitude in our hand. Nice to have Shoal plus Emeria's Call. Although there's a good chance I'm pitching Shoal to Solitude. Could also pitch Emeria's Call to Solitude. I just haven't pressured their life total enough to like really care that much about this Shoal. I want them to like cast a hammer here and also like waste the hammer, waste the mana. If they have like Manic Bless, if they have Blacksmith Scale, then we could just lose. Yeah, let me pitch the Shoal. One of those makes sense to list because you're playing 4 Rangers to fetch situationally good creatures. Well, the one-ofs that I was like critiquing weren't 1-mana creatures. There's Eldarmor's Call too, though. So like the one-of creatures make more sense for the creatures, but like 1 Ephemerate, 1 brought back, just so weird. It's tough to beat that Saga. But it's also playing kind of slow. They did say that they like the stream, so be kind. So I don't mean that in any ill way. Just objectively saying they playing kind of slow. So it could force here. Let them draw a card, which obviously stinks. Yeah, I probably can't afford to. The problem is, of course, that they're just going to get to... They're going to get to Shadow Spear the Kaldra and really, really win the race. Might as well soak up 1 damage while we can. Not going to force. Adeline is really interesting. So Adeline lets me soak up 4 damage from the germ every single turn. Oh, 5 damage because I can force. Obviously, you still need to be like fading Pure Steel Paladin and stuff. But that really helps with the race. I can also like protection from black or white. We'll see. I do think that they're like as long as they don't have as long as they haven't drawn Paladin, I think that they're gonna make a token, get Shadow Spear equip if they drew a land. If they didn't draw a land, they'll Shadow Spear equip. We could definitely win this race. Okay, I don't like how long they're thinking about this, though. Although I shouldn't say that, because like they've been thinking a long time on every decision. Okay, they get Springleaf Drum instead of Shadow Spear, which is interesting. Midnight is one of their cards. I mean, at risk of being called Shirley, I don't think that they have, or surely they don't have Paladin. Oh, they just have the Shadow Spear in the hand. That makes sense why this turn is being so weird. Okay, so let's go ahead and Force a Virtue. Please, please, don't call me Shirley. Then we can soak up a 5 toughness, or all 5 damage here with the Giver plus Adeline. We drew the best card possible, which is always good. Yeah, I think we sit in with the human. Could have pre-combated the Hawk for Adeline power toughness, I suppose, but they're always jumping it, so maybe it doesn't matter. Adeline's really good card. Lax, 3 months ago, thank you. Imagine playing Iteration when you could play Squadron Hawk. Did not think we were going to win this game on the first couple turns. It's not a trade with the construct because we have the Giver of Runes. Just get to eat it. And they concede. Shoal answers Germ kind of cleanly. That's true, yeah. It does. Because it's still combat damage. Okay, Relic-Warders finally get to really shine, hopefully. They get to Shining Shoal. Okay, Adeline, you were really good, but you're also getting cut. Cut the Maul also. Cut Sentinel 4. Don't think about the Chalice on the draw. It's probably okay, though. No, we probably do want it, actually. We'll bring it in. Spike, once again, make me white cards I'll never play, because I can't play often enough. I need to look if I own Emeria's Call or not. I can't remember if I bought them for the Lotus Field deck or not. But I basically own... I own the good white cards, but... the Sentinels and the Stoneforges and the Solitudes, but I don't own the Forces yet. This hand's... I always look at these Well-Nighters and I'm like, this is really close, but it is. We have Relic-Warder, we have turn 1 Sentinel, we're on the draw. We have Force of Virtue on the 7-card hand. We are also more likely to be able to draw a card with Sentinel because we can Force of Virtue. Do I have Norns? No, I haven't bought Norns yet. Kind of need it for the Elementals deck, I guess. I think we keep this. It's very close. I think it's largely because if they play a non-creature spell next turn with the intention to pay, I can likely draw a card off the Sentinel. Because of the Force of Virtue. You can also just rip the land. Just rip the land. So I don't know if I'm going to Relic-Warder the Saga or the Sigarda's Aid. I guess it kind of depends on... If they play Stoneforge Mystic, it's easy Sigarda's Aid, I guess. They must have just drawn this. They would have played it for sure last turn if they had it. That kind of information, like they must have just drawn this, isn't like always that relevant, but trying to understand when it is relevant will help you, like just understanding that, and then sometimes it is relevant, and sometimes you get a little bit more extra info. Alright, so our Sentinel is now 2 power, so we get to draw a card. This main phase Shadow Spear is really weird, but I think I'm gonna get a little greedy and go after the Saga. Cause it's actually not even that greedy, right? Because if they have a hammer, they just get to respawn hammer on the Midnight. Targeting the Midnight here is not that good, it seems. I get maybe attacked first. We get to draw a card if they have a hammer, like digging for Solitude. Shining Shoal. Okay, so let me attack with Relic-Warder. I guess they could play around. Eiganjo by like hammering before they block, but nobody's ever played around Eiganjo. And then we get to grab a Kaldra, which makes it like very hard for my opponent to win in combat. So they have 3 cards. If one of them's a land, they could obviously start making Saga tokens, and then they can get their hammer on something. Okay, 2 cards in hand. We don't know either of them. But it's not a land, so they're going to hammer next turn. Giver is definitely a nice card to get down. I guess I could have still attacked first. If they somehow have a hammer here, I just get so blown out, and I play my Eiganjo first. So let's just not walk into it. I do feel like they have to have like some non-creature spell here. But if we can get the Batterskull on Kaldra, then that's going to be a good way for us. Like, if the board gets too gummed up, they won't have good blocks. Presumably going on the Min-Might. Am I happy with the number of equipment? Seems like maybe you have one too many. Well, the white one gets pitched at least. I am happy with the number of equipment. Yeah. I had 3 in my first draft last week, and now we're up to 4. Okay, love to draw a card. Love to draw that card. Does Hallowed Moonlight stop Living Weapon? I think so, yeah. I don't think I've ever seen it. I don't think I've ever seen it stop a living weapon before, but I do think it should. An 18/18, Light Flink Trample Death Touch. And they're just punting. Awesome. They only have 1 card. There's nothing. There's like literally nothing they could have. No, I think Moonlight gets all tokens. No, be nice to them. They said, "I like the stream. Please be kind. Everybody, please be kind." Please be kind, Joe. Listen, I punted so much on stream today. I've made so many mistakes. I think I've surely have made more mistakes on other streams, but today has been like way above average. Guess I could have left the Stoneforge back. Doesn't really matter though. It's gonna hold up the. Oh, I guess I didn't realize they were going. I could have made them chomp. Doesn't really matter. Almost scary, but they're dead. Yeah, I did just have lethal, huh? Yeah. Happens to the best of us. Did miss lethal. I didn't think I was attacking for lethal though. I'm not going to count up to 18. Force of Virtue though. Okay, so back-to-back 3/2s. Still liking this deck. Would recommend it. Feel like it has some wiggle room. Definitely a deck that like I will likely return to when the white remand comes back out. I guess it's a long time from now, but that's a card I'm kind of interested in this kind of shell, especially in combination with Esper Sentinel. About 4 hours of the stream. Probably a good time to pivot into Dark Souls. Yeah, probably a good time to pivot into Dark Souls.